morning. Okay, we are beginning our new unit. This is the introduction, things that you just need to know in order to get some of the bigger concepts. So we're going to start with a coordinate grid. Okay, and we're going to start with the labels of a coordinate grid. Most of you know this. It's not that difficult. The ones that you need to know are primarily the X and Y axis, but we're going to look at a couple more also. So this one is quadrant 1, and in this unit, this is primarily the quadrant that you're going to be dealing with. So this is our main focus, but you also need to know how we label the rest of the quadrants as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? And for the most part, we will not see 2, 3, or 4 this unit, but that's just reference. We also need to know that the x-axis is the axis that goes across, or horizontal, and the y-axis is the axis, and I'm going to write the word axis on here as well, is the one that goes up and down. We need to remember how we plot points. The point in the middle where these two intersect is called the origin. I'm going to do this in a different color so we can see it a little bit more clearly. This is the origin, and it has the coordinates of 0, 0. And again, I'm going to plot only in quadrant 1 right now because that's going to make this easier. Okay? If I put 1 here, that is going to be at 1, so I'm going to have my coordinates of 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2. And remember that when we do coordinates, we always write x value, y value. That's going to be very, very important in this unit. Okay, so we have our x value and our y value. And then if I do another dot, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm assuming now that I'm going by units of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 5. And then I could plot this one, and I would have, I'm going over 2. And I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 7. So if you remember, this is x and y. We always go horizontal first and vertical second. Okay, we'll go ahead and plot just one over here. We're not going to use it, but. So this would be, so if this is 0, we were going negative here because we're looking at this line to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, so that would be negative 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, positive 3. That's a 3 right there. Okay. So this is the basis of what we're doing. Dealing with graphing and plotting points. So where we're going from here is we're going to start using an equation, a specific equation, called the slope-intercept form. Now, you don't need to remember that. What you need to know is that y equals m times x plus something else. Okay? You don't need to know any of the specifics just yet. But we're going to use this formula, and we're going to break it down. This year, we're only going to use the y value equals the x value plus another number. Or we're going to use the y value equals the x value times another number. So we need to know that this is an additive relationship because I'm adding. And this is going to be a, yes, multiplicative. It's a multiplying relationship. We call that multiplicative. Okay, so this is some of the beginnings of what you need to know. Okay, if we look at this page real quick, this is the packet that I gave you that has all the properties as well as some other things. Additive relationships simply mean that we add. So if my x value, and my x value will always be on the left. My y value will always be on the right when my tables go up and down. If I make my x value, let's say I make it 0, and I make my y value 2. My x value 2, 4, 5, and 7. This process here, okay, is always going to be the same. 0 plus 2 gives me 2. 2 plus 2 gives me 4. 5 plus 2 gives me 7. And we're going to do a lot of labeling and a lot of identifying our process. So, additive relationships compare the y value and x value using addition. And here's another example. So for this example right here that they give us, actually let's use this one. My y value always equals my x value plus 2. See if you can figure out the equation that goes with this table. So pause your video. Okay, and we are going to say, all right, my x value plus 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 7 plus 2 is 9. 10 plus 3 is 13. Okay. That is actually a bit more complex than what we're going to do. This is this one, and I'm not sure why it's doing this. This one is going to be different than what we're doing, so we are not going to look at that at all. Apologize for wasting your time on that. Let's move down here. Okay. So, this table, if I want a multiplicative relationship, let's say I have 0, put my x and my y, because that's always going to be, here's my process, and the process column won't always be there. Sometimes we're going to do it in the x column, but for right now we're going to do it here. So 0 and 0. 3 and 6. 9 and 18. Well, anything times 0 is 0. So we're going to wait a minute and figure out what we're doing. 3 times 2 is 6. 9 times 2 is 18. So 0 times 2 is 0. So multiplicative relationships compare the y value and the x value using multiplication, or dot, or parentheses. Okay? So if I look at this, my y value every time equals my x value times 2. Now, this one actually works with what we're doing, so pause your video, see if you can figure out what the relationship is here. It tells you the top is x, and that will always be the case. The bottom is y, that will always be the case. See if you can figure out an equation for this table. So if we look at this, our y value is equal to 2 times our x value. Let's see if that's true for every one of them. Y value is 2 times our x value. Y value is 2 times our x value. So again, we have an equation of y equals 2 times whatever x is. Our y value always equals 2 times our x value. And that's it for this.